They are full of confidence, and that's why they should show us.
Well, this Kuwait side, you say they're full of confidence. West Asian champions in October. They followed that up a month later with the Gulf Cup, it's a friendly tournament according to FIFA, but it's a very big tournament for these Gulf nations. And they defeated Saudi Arabia in the final 1-0. That's a great return to the great old days as we just see the entrance of the two sides out onto the pitch. This tournament, which kicked off yesterday evening with Qatar's 2-0 defeat at the hands of Uzbekistan. 2 goals in the second half, an absolute cracker from Odil Akhmedov, and then that rather comical goal to the Uzbekistan captain Sera Jeparov. Well, now it's time for game 2 in Group A, and Uzbekistan will be here watching this game, just seeing which of these two sides poses their main threat to qualification to the knockout phases. 16 teams taking part, 4 groups of 4. The top 2 going straight into the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and then of course the final, match 32, to be played on the 29th of January. And for our Australian fans, you may have noticed that there is an Aussie presence at this match. Benjamin Williams is the referee, being assisted by Benjamin Wilson and Hakan Anaz. So astute fans of the A-League Down Under will have recognised our refereeing quartet. Here is the national anthem of Kuwait. And now for the national anthem of China. As you can see, the Al Gharafa Stadium, the home of Al Gharafa, who are 3 times defending champions in Kuwait, 2008, 9 and 10. And you can see the Chinese have a healthy and very vocal support. So do Kuwait for this one, of about 1,500 travelling supporters for the Al Azraqs, the Blues as they're known. Have a look at the starting 11 of Kuwait there, Bernd. Great news that Badr Al-Mutwa is back in the side.
I think it's the best side ever for Kuwait. The best players are involved in this match, and they need a very good start. And I believe it's very, very important, especially Al-Mutawa is a top striker in this part of the world, and we will see his skills. China, you know, it's now they are here with the youngest ever national squad, and with only 1 foreign-based player, but he is not playing on the pitch. He plays in Schalke, and it's a little bit a surprise.
That is a surprise that Hao Junmin is not in the side. Great news for Kuwait, though. There is Benjamin Williams with the coin toss, won by the Kuwaiti captain Nawaf Al-Khaldi, who was voted the best keeper at the recent Gulf Cup. where they registered some big results, Kuwait. It really is a throwback to the late 70s and early 80s under a certain Carlos Alberto Pereira when they qualified for their one and only World Cup so far in 1982, which probably unfortunately is best remembered for that walk off the pitch against France when they felt that a goal had been given which should have been disallowed. But they're back. They were back in that game as well, only to go on to lose it in the end 4-1 to France. But they're here and they're looking to be one of the real contenders and win this Asian Cup for a second time in their history. So we saw the starting lineups rather, with Nawaf Al-Khaldi, the 29-year-old, Al-Qadsia, goalkeeper.
Ali Walid said we can consider ourselves as one of the favorites at the AFC Asian Cup. It means they are full of confidence and he's an important player. The conditions for this match are excellent, fantastic weather, World Cup weather. The pitch is amazing. It's wet, they sprinkled a little bit before, and I'm expecting very good match today.
And so it will be China to get us underway in this one. Deng Zhuojiang and the number 11 Chu Bo, who's the international striker with 17 international goals to his name with the kickoff. We're expecting two very different styles of players. We're underway here at the Al Gharafa. This second match in Group A. Both sides looking to keep pace with early leaders Uzbekistan, 2-0 winners over the host nation Qatar in the opening match of the tournament yesterday evening. And immediately, Bernd, we see the difference in the size of these players. The Chinese players out there on the pitch, much bigger, if younger, than their Kuwaiti opposition.
That's true. We are living next door to the Chinese national team, and they're very, very athletic, tall players in the defense, and even a attacking player, number 9, is a strong boy. They are truly athletes, and it will be very interesting because Kuwait, there are many, many short players. They have to play combinational football. If they try to play with long balls, it will be very difficult with China.
That was a lovely switch of play towards Fahad Al-Anezi, the 22-year-old, who is one of these stars in this side as well, the number 7. Australian fans will remember, of course, Kuwait registered a historic 1-0 victory in Canberra in qualifying for this match. And once again, we see that patient play for Kuwait. They can't mix it with long balls up into that tall Chinese defense composed of Zhao Peng and Zhu Wai. There we saw Nasaid knocking the ball wide. Now here is Badr Al-Mutwa coming very deep. Fayed taking over. Back again to rebuild from the back.
Yeah, they try to keep possession all the time. Not many long balls.
That's a nice little jink by Jara. Now down the left-hand side for Walid, who incidentally mentioned he's a hero in his homeland. This is his 100th cap for Kuwait, a great milestone for the 30-year-old who made his debut way back in Doha in 2002 against Qatar in the West Asian Games. So coming full circle now for his 100th cap. And it's going to be no treatment required for China's number 11, Chu Bo. And we're going to have a throw, an attacking throw to Kuwait now down on this left-hand side. Back out to Walid. And once again, they're not to be rushed. Nasaid. That was a nice ball in towards Jara. Couldn't control. Now perhaps the break is on for China. Lovely pass forward from Zhao. Waiting for options in the middle. It's done well. Yu Hai. The whole play up, but well defended in the end. Once again, marauding in midfield. Zhao Zuri. 25-year-old, plenty of experience there as well. 40 international caps for him before today's game. The number 7 playing in the middle of the park. Here he is closing down Jara. Playing very deep, Kuwait.
And China, they are standing very compact. Seems to be 4 defenders, 5 midfielders, and just 1 striker. He's really alone there.
Farah. Back out to Yusuf. Yusuf again. Dink over the top. He's cut out that time. By Rong. And up the line, looking for Deng Zhuoxiang. It's going to be a throw.
Most of them, the Chinese players, it's the first big tournament. And of course, Asian Cup, they are under pressure, you know, they need results, and the coach takes the pressure because he said we're only here for testing, but it's very, very difficult to explain that Chinese public, you know, to be here for testing. It's one of the greatest tournaments in the world, the Asian Cup, and of course they need results.
Well, it is, along with the Copa America, the European Championships, and the Africa Cup of Nations, the Gold Cup, of course, in North America as well. The Continental Crowns. That's a lovely little flick on. Zhao into the box. That was a great run from midfield from Zhao Tsuri. That's going to be the first corner of the match in favour of China. It's Yang Hao.
They are bringing tall defenders in front now.
They've got tall players all over the park. Yang Hao with the ball towards the penalty spot. It's over the back. Played back in by Deng. Deng in again. And it's Jara doing the defending. Deng one more time. That's a good switch of play. Back out to Yang Hao. Header away by Walid. Driven in low, loose man in the box. It's the central defender, Zhao Peng. And unfortunately for China, it probably fell to the wrong man there in the penalty box. Didn't have that striker's instinct to quickly turn and shoot, did he, Zhao Peng? And a little nudge in the back as well on the replay, just to give the free kick away. First half chance of the match, though, falling the way of the Chinese. Jara looking for the little flick through towards Yusuf. Number 10, Deng Zhuoxiang. Wide again. Yang Zhu is in the middle waiting for it. He's been joined by Chu Bo. Can they get the ball in? Well, they've got the chance. They've created the angle well. The header at the second post.
Fantastic overlapping on the left side.
Well defended in the end. I think Chu Bo's header was goal bound there.
They can,
number 6, Amer.
They can create big problems in the air because they are taller, stronger.
Corner in from Yang. This time, no problem for Nawaf. He gets the ball quickly forward as well to the danger man, Bader. Very well defended that time by Rong Hao. Right back, Walid's touch a little heavy down the left-hand side. Jara with the cross. It's a good ball towards the front post. Well, that was some slack marking from China that time, allowing the number 20, Yusuf Nazair, who's one of the up-and-coming players in this Kuwaiti side, just 20 years of age.
Fantastic cross.
Just found that half a yard there at the front post. Try and flick that ball into the top right-hand corner. I think that's a little bit more than a half chance that time in favour of Kuwait, who are showing they can pass the ball around and play some fairly intelligent football as well. That time it's long towards Yang Zhu. Zhao for the number 17, Zhang Linpeng. surrounded by blue shirts. Jara in towards Bader. Zhao. Bring it all the way across towards Yu Hai. Yu Hai, who, despite his coach's words of caution, said that he felt he and his teammates were ready to give this one a good shake. Here's Walid. Well defended, that should be a China throw. And it goes the way of Zhang Linpeng. You mentioned this young side.
I think we can expect a lot of both defenders, right and left side, because they are going, they take every chance to go forward, and looks very good.
Well, it's the modern prototype, isn't it, for the wing backs now? They have to be able to get forward.
Both, they are young, and
number 20, Rong Hao, the left back, just 20 years of age. And the number 17, Zhang Linpeng, just 21, the two fullbacks. As there's a little ball over the top, it's over. Well, that was largely misjudged by Zhao Peng, and Bader Al-Mutba was lurking. In the end, it's a corner now, the first of the match for Kuwait. They've got players on the edge of the box. In it comes, plenty of pace on it as well. Still alive. China managed to clear, and it's helped on its way by Yang. Now forward to Chu Bo. That looked like a foul. Now what's the referee going to decide here? Because China tried to take that one quickly. He played the advantage. And now Yaqub Al-Taher could find himself in a bit of trouble. And the referee not giving the warning. So the first booking of this one goes the way of Kuwait. Yaqub into the referee's little black book. The Chinese asking where the free kick was, but they took it quickly. That's a risk you do take. A good bit of refereeing from the Australian Benjamin Williams. Bit of space in midfield there. Another foul, Jara this time. Bringing down the number 17, Zhang. Now it's China's turn to show a little bit of patience at the back. They have been looking to get the ball forward as quickly as possible in his opening 12 minutes or so. Now on the charge, it's Amer. The left back has done brilliantly. Amer, little cut back to the edge of the box. Oh, that could be a penalty. Nothing given. Bader Al-Mutba is still down. And now Walid Ali wants to come and have a word and ask why the referee wasn't pointing to the spot.
But he was.
Look at that. Been absolutely clattered.
But he was close to action.
The referee.
Yeah, the referee.
I think he's got that one wrong after a little compliment. That looked like a stone wall penalty in my book. I'm just having a word to the China captain on his way past Du Wai, perhaps just saying, settle things down a little bit. Du Wai, who's no stranger to referees. There is the China captain with the header on. Gets another chance. It's a big up and under. Not so cultured that time from the China captain. Yu's done well. Brushes off Yaqub. Looking for the overlapping run, but again the ball is not well weighted. Talal. Yaqub forward. China back in possession through Chu Bo. That's well played by Zhao. Strong in the challenge. Hussein. Fahad. Just brought down by Yuhai. The referee wants it taken from the right place. So far, Bernd, Kuwait have shown that with their passing game, they can get in amongst the tall timber, keeping the ball down. They create problems for China.
They try to keep possession. A lot of short balls overlapping. They are very fast and quick.
Number 14, Talal. Puts it wide now, Yaqub. Fahad on that right-hand side. He's a very tricky customer, the number 7 for Kuwait, on that right wing. And once again, they're happy to slow things down. Masaid out to Hussein. Fahad's strength is not in the air. Bader putting good pressure on, preventing China from getting the ball out of their defensive zone. Again, they've turned it away quickly. Talal. He's got Jarrah alongside him. Looks back to the right. Yaqub's cross towards Bader. That's a good run. This time he's looking for the free kick. Once again, and this time he gets it. This is a dangerous free kick.
A lot of small, tricky players in the Kuwaiti team, and now you can understand why they won 2 tournaments in a row. They are always able to create trouble close to the box, in the box. Clear foul, right decision.
Jumping with the right arm into the face of Bader. This is a very dangerous free kick, and it's Bader himself who's taking charge of it, just on the right side of the box. In it comes, it's another good late run. Defended, oh, Zali Walid! Let's fly with a stinging left foot volley. Just curls up over the crossbar. But last night, we were bemoaning the lack of one-touch play in the Qatar side. There we see Walid hitting that one on the fly.
Much, much better Kuwait. There's a big difference to yesterday's Qatari team.
Deng. Xiang is trying to do it all on his own. China in the middle of the park. The number 10, in the end, fouled by a combination of Talal and Walid. Forward only as far as Zhao Peng. Jarrah gets on the end of it again. Bader looking to steal the ball away. There was another high boot from Zhao Peng. Bader is starting to cause some problems for the Chinese central defensive pairing. Zhao and Du. Talal now decides to line one up from distance. Never going to test Yang Ji, who despite all the good build-up play, Yang Ji hasn't had a save to make so far.
Had nothing to do. Okay, there was a fantastic strike over the crossbar, a corner kick, that's it. But Kuwait started to dominate the match now. It's 15 minutes. After 17 minutes, they start to dominate, to keep possession.
China just don't look too comfortable in possession at the moment. Jarrah. Scrappy ball out of midfield. Nodded down by Youssef. Farad. And what's the referee decided there? It's another foul, this time on Yakub. And the number 9 for China, Yang Zhu, just trying to rev up his teammates a little bit and say that's a foul, that's how you tackle. Now let's get into it. That's a great ball. And here is the chance for Kuwait again, blocked by Duway. Again, it was Yusuf Nazair with the half chance. Good challenge from Talal. Talal lining it up again, deflected into the path of Zhang. He completes the clearance at the second attempt. Sayed looking for the free kick, but he hasn't got it, claiming that Deng was making a back for him instead of contesting the header.
You can see the confidence of the Kuwaiti team. You know, they won 2 tournaments and they are full of power, of confidence to make a good match here. And you can see it. In China, they are not so good in building up. Everything is slow.
Perhaps they've been taking the words of their coach in yesterday's press conference a little bit too much to heart. He said, "I'm sure China will win the Asian Cup in my lifetime." It didn't say just when exactly that might be, and certainly didn't suggest it was going to be in the next 3 weeks or so. Finally getting the ball forward. That's good strength to the back post. The header, a little nod down towards Yang Zhu. An intelligent header down from Chu Bo. But his teammate Yang Zhu wasn't on the same wavelength. Nice ball to the back post. Intelligent play. He probably couldn't have got an effective effort on goal, Chu Bo. So
for this you need always a partner.
One up front, trying to get as much support as possible from the number 21 Yu Hai on the left, and this man in possession, the number 11 Chu Bo. Now it's Zhao, again running out of midfield. That's a lovely ball, the flag has stayed down. The chance on the volley, and it's a good stop from Nawaf. That's just about the best chance for China in the game, and once again it falls to Chu Bo. Offside. Good first touch, and immediately firing on target. Approaching the midway point of this first half. Yu Hai's corner. Back out as far as Rong Hao. Big ball into the area. Oh, it's been spilled. A real chance here for China. Nawaf still no. Bodies flying everywhere. The keeper has stayed down. Well, after a brilliant save, a minute later, a mistake which almost cost his team the goal. It's a fairly innocuous ball forward, just hopeful.
What a mistake, what a mistake.
In the end, it's an excellent tackle from Masaid to save the day. Waidu was there. Well, he just got that one all wrong. Throw will be for Kuwait. Yakub. In the end, that slips out of his hands, only as far as Zhao. Yang. Now Zhao again. Zhao decides to try one, testing the keeper again immediately. This time Nawaf makes a better fist of things. Again, it's more hopeful than real danger.
It's too far away, not enough power. But the most dangerous players are the defenders now. They created all chances. After corner kick, set pieces, cross. Du and Zhao both are always involved in chances for China.
Another, I guess what you call a robust challenge. That one from Zhang Linpeng. And Walid Ali asking if the referee had spotted the elbow. That was a strange switch of play. Just Fahad completely on his own, surrounded by red shirts. And here come China again. Yang Tzu. But it just outruns the young striker who scored against Vietnam in qualification. Just 3 international goals to his name. But importantly, and perhaps one of the reasons why he's in the side, ahead of the likes of Gao Lin, a vastly more experienced player on the international stage, is that he got a goal against Estonia a couple of weeks back in a 3-0 victory in one of their warm-up matches. They've had a good run. China, including a good win as Bader. Again, he's looking for the free kick. And again, he doesn't get it. That time it was the challenge coming in from Yang Hao. And now we've got 2 Kuwaiti players down injured. And Yu Hai decides to put the ball into touch. Again, it looked a late challenge flying in from Yang Hao on Bader, who clearly has been marked as the danger man in this side. Well, perhaps there wasn't too much in that one. Let's have a look. Oh, it's just brushed across the front of Bader. That was a little more nasty. Stepping on the ankle. Serbian coach of Kuwait, Goran Tufedzic, who is actually assistant coach here in 2006-07 of Qatar, that is, before returning to coaching in Kuwait. And he's been in the job here since early 2009 and doing a great job as well. That first trophy in the West Asian Championship, the first in 12 years for Kuwait. It's been a long time between drinks.
And more important, the win of the Gulf Cup. It's a very, very important tournament in this part of the world. They beat Saudi Arabia 1-0, and they had a good performance all over this tournament.
Yeah, they drew twice with Iraq in the tournament, including a penalty shootout win in the semi-final to put them in against Saudi Arabia. A 1-0 victory. They'd earlier defeated Qatar and Yemen, as well as a draw with Saudi Arabia in the group stage as well. China's one and only win over Kuwait in the Asian Cup came back in 1984 when they went on to claim the silver medal. Jara, forward for Youssef. Just a heavy touch. Oh, but Youssef battling hard. Talal in to give a helping hand. Yang Tzu back out to Zhao. That's better. They've managed to settle things down, but plenty of pressure coming from Kuwait. Every time China have the ball, there's a blue shirt. This time it's Bader. Oh, that's well played by Zhao. Oh, and looking to get the ball through. No advantage. Played for China. As their fans on the far side of the ground rose as one when they thought that Chu Bo was almost in. It's going to be another chance for the big boys to come forward, though. Burnt, Shuwei, Zhao coming forward. The right back has also come forward, Zhang Linpeng.
They will try an in-swinger now, very dangerous.
The left foot of Deng, just 22 years of age, wearing the number 10 shirt, playing just behind the striker Yang Tzu, looking to take over the responsibility of the playmaking duties. We're slowly approaching the half hour here, still scoreless between Kuwait and China. And now the referee has decided he needs to have a word. Messaid. The referee. Laying down the law. Messaid doesn't seem to want to hear too much about it.
Very difficult for the referee to see what's happened there.
Deng's ball towards the back post. There's a free man there. It's a good header back across. Messaid with the header away. And a free kick. That was well struck by Deng Chuo-Jiang. Collected his own teammate on the way through. Fahad Alanezi is the player down. Caught there with that outstretched Yu-Hai boot. Yu-Hai, the number 21, who had a couple of seasons in Holland with Vitesse Arnhem. Over 2 seasons, though, just making 10 appearances in the Eredivisie. Walid, that's well played. Very fleet of foot, the number 15 for Kuwait down that left flank. Yaqub, inside for Talal. Hussein. Long ball forward this time, looking for the run of Youssef. It's well controlled. Yeah, he's been forced a little bit wide. Fahad shapes to cross and cuts back inside. And switches play intelligently towards Amir. On this near side now. Jara. Oh, but that's overhit. Well, they're not afraid to knock the ball around, but that time it just came a little bit unstuck. Jara Al-Atiki. Plays his football for Al Kuwait. He was a scorer in the Gulf Cup. His one and only goal for the Blues. Now Talal. Well, he hasn't been afraid to shoot so far. Bader. That's a nice ball for Youssef. Oh, Zhao just sneaking in behind him and ghosting the ball away. That's a good ball forward. Talal sliding in.
Yeah, tackle with 2 legs.
Oh. Yeah, 2-footed.
Yeah,
Studs
2-footed.
raised. Little deflection forward, up quickly. Jara with the boot in. Zhao. Forced all the way back again. Rong Hao. Inside for Yang Hao. Now all the way back. China looking to rebuild, but they don't seem to have the same options. And it's another long ball forward, but misreading the intentions of Chu Bo, whose run was coming deep towards the ball carrier. Du Wai apologises immediately. They've got the throw, though. They seem to be lacking a bit of direction, China, at the moment. They don't have a particularly elaborate game plan when they come forward. That's lovely play, though. A little 1-2. Yang Tzu again with the touch. Hit Yang Hao with one of those late runs. Just unable to take it with him. Amir towards Bader. Well, he's being very closely watched, Bader. Messaid. Chubo goes into the book. Well, he left the boot trailing. Jaraf giving a thumbs up to Goran Tvejic, his Serbian coach, as he takes charge of this free kick. Yaqub. Hussein. Well, Hussein doesn't seem quite as comfortable as Messaid in getting the ball forward for Kuwait. Now Fahad cutting inside. Talal in support in midfield. Jara. Al-Atiki. Walid That left foot that can cross. Appeals for a handball off Chubo. Nothing given this time. Yang Ji settles things down. Oh, here's pressure coming from Fahad. Wrong. Forward to Yu Hao. No options ahead of him though. That's well defended by Jara. Talal again. Starting to have more and more influence in the middle of the park, Talal. That time it was Bader's touch, which was a little heavy. Again, it's a hopeful ball forward, one for Yang Zhu to chase. Oh, now has Messaid kicked out there at Yang Zhu. And what's the referee going to make of this one? He's gone into the left pocket instead of the right. This could be trouble. It's red. Well, he's retaliated after that challenge. He'd won the free kick. There was no need for it.
And the referee is absolutely right.
Well, the referee, once he's got that red card out of the pocket, there's no turning back. The 35th minute of this one, 10 minutes before half-time, and perhaps a real turning point for Kuwait, who have come here not hiding their intentions of going all the way for the final. They want to finish champions of Asia. "31 years after their first and last crowning in the continent." I wouldn't mind seeing a replay of the incident. There was a hefty shoulder challenge between both players, who both went to ground. The linesman flagged for a free kick in favour of the Kuwaiti defender. And then we just saw the reaction from Yang Zhu. I think he's quite clearly received some studs where probably the most painful place to receive them as well. Now we'll have a look. Now, oh, there it is. Well, it wasn't a violent kick, but he knew exactly what he was doing, I think. A reaction from Yang Zhu. Messaid is just refusing to stand up and receive his punishment. There is the red card. Well, he knew it was coming. Messaid is off. And with 10 minutes to go before half-time, Bernd, Kuwait have been reduced to 10 men.
But I believe it's the right decision. We saw it straight away. It was a double kick. He kicked him in his back, and that's why I believe it was the right decision. The referee was close linesman, so immediately there was something wrong, but
well, that's a big shame, because Messaid was looking like a very important player at the back as well for Kuwait. He seemed very comfortable in possession. It's going to require a reshuffle as well. It looks as though Walid
can change the game now.
Well, Kuwait have looked the better side so far.
They have to do something, because Walid cannot play left defender. You know, they will make a change, another change.
Well, Messaid is just in tears as he makes his way towards the tunnel now. He's taking his time in getting off. You're exactly right, Bernd. We are going to see a substitution. It's going to be Shaheen. The number 3, Fahad Shaheen Awad. 25-year-old Al Kuwait left back, who's going to come into the game by the looks of things.
He takes a striker off, and experienced coach. He knows what he has to do. And maybe they will play for counter-attacks second half, the only way.
Well, it's always a shame in the early stages of a match when you have a player sent off.
What a stupid foul in this moment.
Especially when he had the free kick for his team.
No reason. Experienced player.
Yeah, and it's Youssef who's made way, and that's a blow as well, because he was looking lively up front. Jara. Walid. Jara again. First touch for Shaheen. Walid, Jara. Well, they're still trying to play their pass and move game. Well, is this a good time, Bernd, for China to go on the attack immediately, try and rock Kuwait now that they've had a player sent off, or because for the moment they're sitting?
They should do it because Kuwait is under shock now. You will see the next to press them, to do something.
Gao Hongbo, the China coach, is right on the edge of his technical area, absolutely furious with that challenge from Jara Alatiki. Yang Tzu is the player down. He's been on the receiving end in the last couple of minutes. Here we go. Well, this is the sending off again. Have we got a better shot? Look at that right boot. There it is. Well, retaliation. And I think, judging from his reaction there, he knows that he's made a stupid mistake which might just jeopardize not only his side in this match, but perhaps in the tournament, because Uzbekistan look a handy side as well. Very organized, the Central Asian outfit, who defeated Qatar, the host nation, last night in the opening game of the tournament by 2-0. Bader looking for Fahad.
They lost the way to play Kuwait. They will try to come to the halftime with a 0-0 and maybe change tactic or something else, but great opportunity for China.
Just saw the statistics of the number 14 for Kuwait, Talal there. Just over 4 kilometers run already. It's not that much for a central midfielder these days in the modern game, who generally tip over the 10-kilometer mark in a match. We're inside the final 5 minutes of this first half. The 11 men of the People's Republic of China against the 10 men of Kuwait. It's still scoreless here at the Al Gharafa Stadium. We talked earlier, Bernd, about the physical attributes of the two sides, the way China are bigger and stronger. Can that be another advantage now that they have an extra man?
I believe in the second half it will be a big advantage. Even they are runners, they are quick, and they have this number 7, Shao, an outstanding midfielder. He sees everything, he's very active, good shoot.
I wouldn't mind seeing how far Zhao has run as opposed to Talal. No foul by Jara on Deng. Bader very quickly closed down by the China captain, Du Wei. And a nice little touch on the sideline from Gao Hongbo. He's actually assistant to Ari Han, 2002 to 2004 with the China national side. A very well-respected player in his day as well, a very elegant striker. He, of course, has got some big victories with this China side as well. In the last year, they defeated France and Germany by 1-0. Win over Iraq recently as well by 3-2. The defending Asian Cup winners, of course, from 4 years ago. Yaqub for Fahad. Fahad decides to run it forward himself. The overlapping run from Yaqub. Now Bader. Now is this a chance? The shot. Well, the shot come across in the end from Bader. Well, that's the problem when you take off your striker, isn't it? You have that line of 3 playing behind where Yusuf was, with Fahad on the right, Walid on the left, and Bader in the middle. Now Bader is sort of pushing up into a sort of half midfielder, half striker role. Goran Tufedzic deciding to sacrifice youth rather perhaps physical attributes, because when you're down to 10 men, it might be nice on occasions to have a big, strong boy up front where you can just knock it forward if you're struggling.
You can do something.
Up. Shaheen looking for Bader. That ball trying to split it in behind the central defence. And now China coming forward. Still not committing numbers forward, China. And they've given it away very cheaply. Fahad. Bader wants it. He's running off the shoulder. Fahad, as is his want, decides to soak up the clock a little bit and run at the defenders.
Both teams are not very compact. You see, it's 80 meters sometimes, and there's a lot of space to play for both teams. Especially China should stay compact and to do something from this position to play forward. And even Kuwait is, you know, that seems to be they play typical Arabic football, short balls, a lot of dribblings, and they are not so organized as I thought after 2 good tournaments.
Yeah, well, they've played, I think, they're undefeated in their last 10 matches, and of course 2 of those tournaments are considered only friendly matches by FIFA. I can tell you, the West Asian Championships and the Gulf Cup are very competitive affairs, more so perhaps than China's East Asia victory back in February, because they registered a 3-0 win over Korea Republic, and they drew with Japan, but both those sides were very much in their preparations for the World Cup as well, not to take anything away from a second international title for China. But the Gulf Cup really is a big tournament in this part of the world. Now the ball on the left. It's another good left-footed cross. Yang Tu can only glance the header wide. Shubu will get there. That's a lovely ball back inside. And the shot, always rising over the crossbar from Zhang Linpeng.
Both wingbacks are going. Right side, left side, overlapping all with the midfielders.
Minutes are up. I think, as you mentioned, Bernd, Kuwait will be looking to get to the half-time break. Bader, that's a good ball. Plenty of space here for Fahad, who's gone in completely unnoticed. Now, can he deliver the killer pass? Fahad still getting it onto the left foot, trying to curl one. But the finish was wanting. And again, China getting caught out on the counter-attack. For all that talk, they are a young side, and they're showing a little bit of inexperience out there. Zhao has just gone out of the game a little bit, not having quite so much influence as he was in the early stages. Deng again, dispossessed by Talal. Jara. 90 seconds into stoppage time, it's one for Walid to chase.
No risk.
New way. He needs to keep a cool head now. Walid with the throw. It's the Kuwaiti supporters you can hear on the far side of the pitch, the fans of Al Azraq. Now the throw for Shaheen. Bader. Jara moves the general in midfield. Talal, the ball winner. Bader. Here is Talal. Wide for Fahad. Alanezi. Fahad. Trying to show off a few of his skills. The header out only as far as Talal again. Yakub, who's rejoined after heading off after he got a stud to the side of the head. And again, it's Kuwait on the front foot. China sitting back, not looking like the side who have an extra man out there. Zara. They are still playing confidently. This will be a real test and a real measure of their steel, Kuwait, and just how far they can go in this tournament. Walid pushed off the ball. There will be one last chance in this first half, and it will go the way of Kuwait.
You're right. They are still full of confidence. You know, they are one player less, and they try to dominate the match now in the last 5 minutes.
Once again, it's Bader taking charge of this one. We're in the 4th minute of stoppage time at the end of this first half. By the time he ends up taking it, we'll be in the 5th minute. Bader. And it comes towards the back post. Great pace on that ball, and what a chance that was. Hussein Fadel with that run into the box.
Free kick, no offside. What a chance in the last minute.
I think he could have tried to put his head on that. Oh, nice old diving header. Might just have proved the difference there right on the stroke of half-time. It's 0-0 at the break. Kuwait, who 10 minutes before half-time were reduced to 10 men with the sending off of Masayed. But they have still, despite that, looked the better side. They've had the better chances. Paradoxically, it's been the Kuwaiti goalkeeper, Nawaf Al-Khaldi, who's made probably the best save of the match.
China has to do more. They have to use their advantage to be one player more. They have to press, they have to do something. They are waiting football. Maybe it's a young team and they don't understand what to do, but they have the big chance to win this match today, to have a good start as a young team in a tournament, but they didn't use it in the last 10 minutes.
Well, we watched Qatar yesterday evening, Bernd, and we thought they looked relatively poor. How would you compare them, though, and Uzbekistan as well, against these two sides from what we've seen so far in this first half? I think China have really lacked ideas.
But China and Uzbekistan, they look similar. Physical, strong, good bodies, fast players. And Kuwait, it's like Qatar, but they are more full of confidence. They had some dribblings, they had some free kicks, a good corner kick, one strike. And I personally believe China will win this match. That's what I feel in the second half. One player more, physical, strong, free kick or corner kicks if Kuwait comes under pressure. It's what I believe. I believe in this Chinese team. It's a young team, and I think they will come the second half.
As we have a look at the highlights then of this opening period, it started with the setting sun on the far side of the pitch. Our two coaches, of course, both former players in Goran Tufedzic of Kuwait and Gao Hongbo of China. That was the first chance of the match, the header from Chubo, well defended in the end.
Very good header, very good cross.
And that was that chance at the other end for Kuwait with that lovely early ball in towards the front post. From Amer, we might see it. Well, that just has penalty written all over it, Bert.
Yeah.
If you were the coach of Kuwait and you see that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's dangerous as well. That could have broken.
He shouldn't
Bader's
go this
leg.
way to the ball.
But he's just swung the leg at it. Completely out of no chance whatsoever. Walid Ali trying to cap off his century of matches with the national side with a flashing left foot volley just over the crossbar.
But Walid wasn't the player I expected today. Maybe.
There's that chance from Chubo. It's a good effort. Just about squeezing inside that near post. That was another save. That save coming just moments after Nawaf Al-Khaldi had spilt a ball in the box and caused real panic amongst his own defenders. It was Masayed to the rescue that time. This was just about the best spell for China midway through that opening period. And then that final chance of the half. We haven't seen the red card in there, which saw Masaid sent off. And that would have been really something if Kuwait had stolen a half-time lead there. Do you think they'd be capable of defending a one-goal lead burnt in the second half if they do steal a goal? We'll have a look at the statistics now of that opening period. There you see it, shots on target, 5 against 4 in favour of Kuwait, despite playing the last 10 minutes a man down. They still enjoyed more of the ball as well.
Yeah.
I think China, they're a young side, but they need someone to stand up now, don't they? They need someone in the middle of the park to take responsibility for this side and show a bit of leadership out there on the pitch.
Definitely. Maybe they can play with 2 strikers now to change something, to do more, to play attacking football. They didn't do it.
You can see tackles there as well. They're more hungry for the ball. They are going to have to make more tackles from now on, but you can see they've also been forced into making more saves than Yang Ji for China. Well, it's 0-0 at half-time here. Game 2 of the 15th Asian Cup from Al Gharafa. Group A, Kuwait versus China. All the second half action coming up. Welcome back to the Al Gharafa Stadium in Doha. Second match in Group A between Kuwait and China. Both sides looking to keep pace with Uzbekistan, 2-0 winners over host nation Qatar yesterday evening. For the moment, it's scoreless at half-time, but China perhaps with what you would assume is a distinct advantage. They have one extra player out on the pitch, and they're also making a substitution. Coming into the game is the only foreign-based player in their side, and we were a little bit surprised to not see him in the starting lineup, but clearly Hao Junmin, the Schalke player, has come into the side to probably try and give a little bit more creativity as well, a little bit more direction to the attack.
I believe he will do so, because he is a runner. He is very aggressive, very fast, and he could change something. And I was very surprised that he wasn't in the starting lineup.
The second half is underway, so I wonder what Goran Tufedzic was saying at the half-time break to that Kuwait side. Do they try and hang on now for a point, try and steal something on the counter-attack? They're still playing, from what we can see, largely with three up front still. So they're not afraid to give this one a go. That's a good ball forward into the feet of Badir. Now Talal. So just that one change at half-time then, with the number 10, Deng, going off, replaced by the number 8, Hao Junmin, and a first free kick, and perhaps a first dangerous one as well. That's a fairly clumsy challenge from Zhao Peng through the back of Badir.
Very lucky not to receive a yellow card, to be booked now for his foul from behind.
So the free kick in favour of Kuwait. We're just 60 seconds into the second half, and this could be a real stunning moment for Kuwait. Walid, who, if you believe in signs, is playing his 100th match for the national team, and he's lining this one up on the left boot. Can he beat Yang Ji from about 25 metres out? It is Walid. It's over the wall. Punch clear by Yang Ji. Jara keeps it in play, but that was probably the wrong choice in the end, given what happened after that. But they've got it straight back immediately, only to give it away immediately again. First touch for Hao Junmin, the Schalke winger, who looks as though he's playing an advanced role on the right-hand side. Wrong Hao. As the tackle sliding in from Talal. You see that free kick again?
Too far, not strong enough.
That's the keeper making it look a little bit better than it actually was, that free kick. Zhao Peng. China looking to show a little bit more patience, perhaps. Work the ball forward and make this Kuwait side do a little bit more running than they did in that first half, defensively at least. Fahad, who's switched his blue headband for a white one, possibly to match his right back. Yaqub, who's got a bandaged head as well. Fahad. Up against Zhao. Badir. Fahad again.
Nobody in the box.
Well, their striker was replaced for
nobody.
A substitute left back. Well, that is the problem when you're playing with just 10 men. You can't afford to concede goals, and you have to try and steal one at the other end. Fahad, who's continued that run from right to left and has been fouled as well. That's the first save that Yang Ji has had to make in this one. There's another free kick. The free kick count well and truly in favour of Kuwait. And interestingly, we saw at half-time they've made 6 more tackles as well than China, so clearly cleaner in the tackle. Badir's ball towards the front post. It's a great ball. What does the linesman say? Did it cross the line? No. Yang Ji launches it forward towards Hao Junmin. Shaheen doing the defensive duties, and Jara getting it forward to Talal. That's in the end making heavy work of the clearance, and it's back again to Nawaf, the keeper, who again decides to play Shaheen into a difficult position. That was the number 11, Chu Bo, who went off. Have a look at the replay again.
Oh my God.
Yes, that did look as though it might just have crossed the line. That is a very close call. But perhaps Kuwait had something of a case there.
Chip in the ball and everything would be clear.
We would know immediately, an alarm bell ringing. Goal, goal. It did look very close, and I have a sneaking suspicion the whole of the ball probably did just about cross the whole of the line. And once again, we see that it's Kuwait creating more danger. Deng gives the ball away. Hao Junmin can't get it back. Bader, who's playing that lone striking role, even though he's anything but the traditional striker. He's a very tricky little playmaker. And it was his free kick that caused all those problems for Yang Ji. That's a lovely piece of skill from Walid. Oh, lovely play. Walid's still going. Now, is this the moment for Kuwait? Bader. Oh, again, the arm raised.
Yeah, nothing. You have to play.
No free kick. Play on, the decision by the referee. Deng looking to slice through the defense. Now the overlapping run. That's going to be a corner for China.
Little bit strange. They leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players against one. Why they don't risk more, China?
Well, they haven't been getting numbers forward. We talked about that during half-time. A lack of commitment, perhaps, to the cause, as that's well tangled. Not the second attempt in the end by Nawaf. Meng Zhu trying to prevent Nawaf from getting the ball forward. Now Talal. Jara. Forward for Bader. Yes, 4-2-3 formation from Kuwait here. Fahad. Talal. First time ball off the chest of Zhao. Cleared by Yu Hai. Walid, no free kick this time. That's a good turn by Yang Tzu. And Amer got himself in a bit of a tangle. Lots of free kicks at the start of this second half. Of course, that will favour Kuwait. They don't want to see China getting any rhythm to their game either. Zhao, a little reverse pass into the area. It's a poor defensive header that time from Hussein. Yaqub was there to help him out. Bader has done brilliantly. Bader against Zhao. The cutback for Fahad. Fahad still showing good pace, looking for the free kick. Gone against Fahad. And if it's not for diving, then it's for handball, because he dived on the ball.
Yeah, very often, every single touch they are falling down, and they are not strong enough in physical battles, 1 against 1, and they are trying to get free kicks. It's not a way to play successful football, especially on the international level.
But in their defence, they are a man down. Perhaps they feel a set piece their best chance, perhaps, to try and steal a goal. Mind you, I think from what we've seen. Get the ball into the feet of Fahad and Bader and let them try and run it. This China defence, which looks anything but solid so far. Wei. Zhao Peng. And number 19 now, Yang Hao. Again. Well, he's come on. Hao Junmin, the Schalke player, but he's barely touched the ball. Here he is now, the number 8. Number 8 for China, number 8 for Schalke these days as well. Last season he was the number 7, but a certain Raul from Real Madrid arrived at Schalke over the summer and asked if he couldn't please have his number 7 shirt back. And Hao Junmin
was friendly and was given his shirt.
Very obliging. Bader again. Again, he's got space to turn and do what he likes with the ball. It's Fahad this time. Fahad back to Bader. That's well played. Bader into the area. Now, free kick.
They are still dangerous, Kuwait. Trying to do something, some counter-attacks 1 against 1. That's why they don't open the defense. Too many players behind the ball of the Chinese team.
They are scared of Bader and Fahad. Every time they have the ball, there are no challenges. They're standing off. They've given that one away very cheaply by Yang Hao. Yakub. Yakub decides to step on the accelerator. Talal. Just those 2 men in midfield now. Talal and Jara. Being assisted by Walid on that left-hand side, more than Fahad, who's really staying forward here on the right wing.
Played first half most of the time in the middle, midfielder, but now
Deng, wide for Hao Junmin. That's a nice little touch. Hao still going. Can he get the cross in? He's got the corner. Amir.
He creates a lot of trouble on the right side the last couple of minutes. This player from Schalke.
Hao
Fast,
Junmin,
aggressive.
just 23 years of age as well. Already 30 international caps and 5 goals to his name. We're going to see a second substitution for China. No, we're going to wait. We're going to wait for the corner because Gao Hongbo, the China coach, perhaps feels that Zhao Peng might just have a chance at getting his head on the end of this one. In it comes. It is towards Zhao Peng, and it's tipped behind for another corner by Nawaf. This time on the other end of the pitch, and China, in fact, preparing a double change with the number 13, Yu Jianye, preparing to come into the game. And the number 18, Gao Lin. Now, Gao Lin is a striker. 8 goals from 41 internationals. And top scorer in the Chinese second division with a big club, Guangzhou. The ball helped out, only foul deflected!
Oh, why? Lucky goal for China.
And China lead by a goal to 0. They've already had not so much a slice of luck with the sending off, but they should have found themselves in the box seat. And now they have Zhang Linpeng, the number 17, who wheels away in celebration. It was his shot deflected. Let's have a look at the replay.
Double reflection.
And how unlucky. Well, the shot itself didn't pack too much venom either.
Double reflection.
There's the shot. And it's Talal, I think, who's turned it into his own net with the help of the post. So in the 59th minute, China lead by a goal to 0.
Coach has decided to substitute only one player. because it would be very, very risky after 60 minutes. You know, he has no more chances. If there is an injury or another problem, and then he has to play with 10 players. That's why he took him back.
And now that they have the goal, they don't need to bring on their striker.
Exactly.
There we see it, Liu Jianyu coming on for Zhao Peng. Oh, is that ball in towards Yang Zhu? Nice little 1-2. Zhao, China playing with a little bit more confidence now. And now we will really test the mettle of this Kuwait side. Can they fight back? They've got half an hour in which to try and hang on. See a replay of that goal again. Well, I think it was heading towards goal, so it won't go down as an own goal. Zhao with the shot, always rising. I think there's been quite a reshuffle here as well for China, with Zhao Peng going off.
It's very comfortable for China to be one player more and 1-0. That's a great opportunity to do more now. Kuwait has to do something. They have to open the defense to try to score a goal. Great chance for China.
Deng, dispossessed by a combination of Amer and Talau. Hussein. Well, that time Fahad's touch let him down. So the substitute for China just after that goal was scored. The number 13, Liu Jianyu, replacing the central defender, but he's moved to right back, with Zhang Linpeng, the goal scorer, moving into the center of defense from that right back position. And here is the substitute. Liu with his first touch. And already we can see that now it's China looking a far more confident side. They have the goal, they have something to defend. And perhaps Kuwait just starting to feel somewhere in the back of their minds that this one is going to be very difficult now for them to win. That's a nice little touch. Lovely first time goal for Yang Zhu. Nawaf was flying across to cover his top left-hand corner. As Yang Zhu,
very good movement from, and a good strike.
Now the referee is coming to have a word to Nawaf about time wasting. Now,
but he did it on a friendly way. There's no reason for trouble now.
But why would Nawaf be time wasting?
Yeah.
His side are the ones trailing that need to get back into this one. Unless they just want to try and hold on as long as they can and not let this one get away from them.
They are going for pressing now. Very aggressive, the Chinese team. You didn't see it in the first half, but now they are confident.
We didn't see it at the start of the second half either.
Yeah.
When they allowed Fahad and Badir to play. The challenge from Hussein on Yang Zhu. The free kick taken too quickly for the referee's liking. And we go back once again to that free kick from Badir, which looked just about to have crossed the line as well, and how that would have changed this game. It's been a...
There will be a lot of discussion tomorrow in the newspapers, in the media, because it seems to be a goal like Lampard versus Germany. It was quite clear, but I believe it was a goal. It was a clear goal.
And that can change a match. We've had so many moments in this match. We've had a red card, We've had a goal that perhaps looked a goal and was disallowed. And then we've had a shot deflected and in off the post. I think Kuwait must feel that you have these games where things go against you. As the cutback towards the end of the box is cut out by Hussein. This time it's a more measured ball forward towards Bader. But he's just closed down too quickly. Too many red shirts, and that's a great ball inside for Deng. Looking for the switch of play towards Hao Junmin. He can't get there, and Walid, who we haven't seen much of so far in this second half now, with a chance to stretch his legs. And he's got the better of you. Walid now looks towards Fahad. The clearance only as far as Bader. Fahad will keep it in play. Now there's no one in the middle again for him to aim for. He'll have to go it alone. Fahad this time goes right. There was still no one in the middle when he went to cross it. Defended by Rong.
But he's always trying to do something, one against one, or to create a free kick, or to maybe to prepare penalty or something else. For me, it's one of the best players.
Yeah, he's been dangerous.
Yeah.
Fahad Alizani. Bader with the ball towards the back post. Nodded back out to Walid. We've seen he's not afraid to shoot on that left foot. This time he goes wide. The cross is not a bad ball. Shaheen looked like he was lurking in an offside position. Yang Ji clears, and now the counter-attack is on for China. 2-on-2. Hao Junmin with a chance to take this one beyond Kuwait, and this could be trouble as well. Was he the last defender? This time it's into the right pocket.
Yeah. There was another one in the middle. It means it's a right decision to book him.
So Jara.
What a great counter-attack.
Well, you see the punch from Yang Ji, which launched that counter-attack.
Yeah, yellow card. It's correct.
Junmin
should not complain.
Having a look just to see what colour that card was going to be immediately as well. Still having a word to our referee, Mr. Williams of Australia. You see it's still the foul count. It was 16-10 against China in the first half, now 17-12. As we approach the midway point of this second half, the free kick.
What a fantastic free kick.
And now China are surely home and hosed in this one. Deng Zhuoxiang, the 22-year-old, with his 4th international goal. And what an important goal that surely is now to set China on their way to a victorious start.
Fantastic free kick. No way for the goalkeeper. No way for a save.
Well, beaten where he positioned himself as well. And the noise as it thumped in off the post. So after opening the scoring on 59 minutes through a deflected goal from Zhang Linpeng, they have doubled their advantage here with a free kick from the left boot of their number 10, Deng Zhuoxiang. China 2, Kuwait 0.
Now it looks a little bit like yesterday. Qatar, Uzbekistan. Similar style, physical, stronger team. China should be offside.
The linesman with the late flag, just waiting to see if Fahad was going to inherit possession, which he did, courtesy of that offside position. Well, we were wondering where it was going to come from, weren't we, in the first half, with a China side that just looked lacking ambition, confidence. They hadn't gelled as a unit. But in the second half, perhaps just that one-man advantage out on the pitch as well, proving that little bit too far for Kuwait.
If you have such a young team, they have not so much experience. They are not full of confidence. And they are playing a good side like Kuwait. And that's why they are waiting what Kuwait is doing. But now they feel their strength, their power, and it looks much, much better. Okay, it's not high-profile football what they are playing, but it's better than Kuwait. And you will see it's not the end. Maybe they will score 1 or 2 goals more.
Well, that first goal that was so cruel for the Kuwaiti fans and, of course, their players. It looks like it just really ripped the heart out of the Blues. They dropped their heads. And then that stunning free kick from Deng. And we're seeing in this tournament already that these Asian sides know how to shoot from distance as well. Fabulous goal for Uzbekistan by Akhmedov yesterday evening from fully 30 yards out. And that a lovely free kick as well. We saw at the World Cup, Korea, Japan, they're very good with dead ball, those set pieces, the free kicks. As Walid goes on another one of those mazy runs, but again it's a China foot in there. In fact, that time it was Shaheen who was brought on as cover when Musaid was sent off on 35 minutes. From that moment on, it was always going to be uphill for Kuwait, who until that moment looked the better side.
Crucial moment. The red card was, but at the end of the day, it was correct. You know, experienced players shouldn't do such things. It's a tournament. It's an international tournament, and it changed the match.
An experienced player as well, Musaid Nada, 27 years of age. This is 47th international, which unfortunately for him won't be one he'll want to remember with 2 fond memories. Walid turning away from trouble, and that's a nice little touch from Bader. Again, his touches are making things happen. Yu, the substitute, diving in at the feet of Walid, and we're going to have another change. But this time it's the number 15, Walid Ali, the 30-year-old, who unfortunately for him, his 100th cap isn't going to be a game to remember either for him. He's made it to the 72nd minute.
He's not very happy. His body language shows that he does not expect the substitution.
He just kicked the ball up in the air and away as well when he realized that his number was up. Abdul Aziz Mashan, the 22-year-old, is coming into the game if Bader Al Mutwa is the undisputed king of Kuwaiti football. This man, Abdul Aziz Mashan, Aziz on the back of his shirt, is one of the highly rated youngsters coming through the ranks as well. The free kick appeals for a penalty, more from the crowd than anything else. It's Hussein, the player who was left sprawling in the box. Nawaf taking his time in the end. That's well played. Talal with the touch. Now Talal with a rare sortie forward. Bader taking over. Talal. Now Fahad. Aziz is looking for the ball, but he can't get a possession at the moment. Jara for Bader. Good first time ball wide for Shaheen. Shaheen's cross cleared by Douay. Only as far as Amer. Good challenge again in midfield from Yang Hao. Still Kuwait have the ball though. China happy to let them have it now, I think.
They are waiting for counter-attacks, and they will do so.
Aziz, the new man, into the game, finds Fahad. Overlapping run from Yaqub. Aziz is taking his time to get possession. Talal. Plenty of red shirts back though. Jara. That's well played. Talal again on the left-hand side of the box. Needs support in the shape of Shaheen. Jara.
They are playing more than 20 passes in a row now, and China doesn't do anything.
And they're just waiting for the mistake, and there it comes from Bader, and here's the counter-attack perhaps. Yang Tzu taking off. He's got Deng arriving in the middle. Hao Junmin just behind him. It is Hao Junmin running into the box. Well defended by Amer. And they survive that counter-attack, Kuwait, but China still have plenty of numbers back as well. Bader. Lovely play from Bader. Switching it to Fahad, who takes an age to bring the ball under control. Fahad still. Talal. Shaheen. Aziz. Aziz taking on his man, looking to go past him. He's won the throw.
It's a long tournament and it's 2-0. They are one player down, and why should they do more, China, now? They are waiting for counter-attacks, and that's it.
That's right, though.
They will have another opportunity. Maybe now.
Easily given away, and here it is then with Yu Hai. Forced back by Jara. I think he's had a good game for Kuwait in the middle of the park, the number 18. Yang. Yang Hao for Yang Zhu. Wide now this time to Liu. They must be lazy though. Give the ball away too cheaply. Bader and Jara, the only two players really looking to put the pressure on. Yu for Deng. Almost an opening for Hao Junmin. Well, after 20-odd passes for Kuwait, now it's China's turn. Du Wei. Mistake that time from Liu Jianye. And Jara is absolutely furious. He's giving a real tongue lashing to his teammates there to come and put some pressure on. Not just sit back and submit. Substitution for China then. This time it is the third and final change. And it's Zhao Zuri who comes off, the number 7. Replaced by the number 15, Yu Tao, who's a vastly experienced midfielder at club level, 29 years of age, but winning just his 9th cap here this evening. So perhaps the coach, Gao Hongbo, just looking for a bit more experience now, settle things down, fresh legs in midfield as well.
Zhao did a great job. He was involved in many actions, and that's why I think he will protect him for the tournament. He did it, for me, one of the best players in China. He can risk it now. 15 minutes.
Yeah, we're inside the final 15 minutes now. Well, that's the ideal situation when you're starting a big international tournament, isn't it? To be 2-0 up with a man up and able to test out some new players, perhaps some fringe players that you might not, because we saw he was going to bring on Gao Lin, a striker, just before, in the minute before they scored. Gao Hongbo in the end didn't have to make that move, and here is the substitute looking for the free kick and getting it off Yakub, who accepts the punishment. Rong Hao to his captain, Du Wei.
Kuwait looks very tired. There's nothing
They
to
can't
see
even
from
chase the ball
confidence and
anymore.
power. Yeah.
Well, we have seen sides battle well. A man down. It's often said sometimes that sides play better with 10 men than 11. But you have to have a defensive mentality as well, and I think perhaps this Kuwaiti side is a far more attacking side. They like to play football. They want to play the ball, they want to have possession, and they don't want to just defend and sit back and defend, and in the end, that's what's caught them out, isn't it?
Players like Bada or Walid, they are playing only forward. They don't do anything for defending or pressing to win the ball.
Rong Hao into the box on the left-hand side, the cross. Just can't get the finishing touch on the edge of the 6-yard box. It was a good excursion into the area from Rong Hao. Aziz, who's another like-for-like player almost. He's replaced Walid, but he's another tricky little ball player which likes the ball at his feet. And unfortunately, they haven't been able to find a way through this wall of Chinese defenders. Having said that, they did score a goal that was disallowed, which looked a very line ball decision, and really they had the better of the opening 55 minutes of this match, despite playing nearly half of that time. A man down. That's a great switch of play from the goal scorer of the first goal, Zhang Linpeng. Hussein. I think that's something else that has penalised Kuwait with that sending off of Masaid, is that he was the more sweeper of the two central defenders as well, far more comfortable in possession. He was the one that was playing the ball out of defence, as here goes Badir. Fahad was coming back from an offside position, Aziz now. Aziz comes into the middle. There's still no striker to speak of. Jarrah. Oh, but in the end, a little flick out.
The Kuwaitis, they lose the ball, the striker, they don't do anything to win it back. It's finished and they let the Chinese team play. If you see the international strikers today, they even the best of them, Messi, they are losing the ball in the next 2, 3, 4 seconds. They are fighting to win it back. You don't see it here. That's the difference to world-class football.
They have to work hard for the team in modern football. As you say, the first defender is always the attacking line these days. Put pressure on a goalkeeper to prevent him getting a clear ball out. Put pressure on the defenders. Don't allow them the ball they want to play out of defence. As Jarrah fouls rather with full intent to make the foul, and he has to be a little bit careful because he's on a yellow card already. Jarrah. Deng, scorer of the second goal with that fabulous free kick in the 67th minute. Here he is again with that left foot. Deng still, good challenge. But not for long. China quickly back in possession. Yu Hao for Rong Hao. There's space for Deng. Oh, lovely ball for Rong. Rong for number 3. Saved by Nawaf. What a pass from Deng towards Yang. The danger still. In a second time, good defending. Blocking the left-footed volley from Hao Junmin. That could so easily have been 3, perhaps should have been 3. The left back.
Fantastic final pass. And this young guy,
Rong Hao, the left back. Well, he did just about everything right, didn't he? Went for the far post, just too close to Nawaf. He made a good save this time.
He's always on the way forward.
Yeah, the number 20 for China. He's been
always on the way forward. Quick.
I think he might almost have swapped positions with Yu Hai, the number 21. Here he is again, the left back. Now Yu Hai. They're interchanging positions now, which is a sure sign of confidence. Again, it's Deng's ball, he's growing in stature as well as this game is going on. What the wonders of a goal, because Deng looked anything but that leader we were talking about at half-time, how China needed to find that leader. Now Deng is just growing into that role as the second half goes on. Fahad has worked very hard so far, and that will be his last contribution. He's replaced by Hamad Nayef, another in this side from Al-Qadziyah.
just to save the result of 2-0. That should not come a disaster today for Kuwait. It's easily possible, you know. The crowd is very quiet now. There's no more support for the Kuwaitis. It's very quiet now.
Bader is fouled yet again. Well, that's right, because you can't ever afford in a tournament where you've got just 3 games to let your heads drop, as Bader intercepted well by Yu Tao. Forward towards Yang Tzu. Yang Tzu will have to do an awful lot on his own here. And in the end, he runs into Lau, but he earns the free kick. Talal not so impressed with that decision.
They will discuss tomorrow 2 crucial moments. The red card will be discussed and maybe a goal. Yeah, the Kuwaitis. I'm absolutely sure, and it's true, you know.
Well, the red card was certainly a red card.
It was.
Where they can feel a little hard done by, perhaps, is that disallowed goal from Bader 5 minutes into the second half. Where the ball, it was still quite hard to tell, but it did look as though it had crossed the line, as is. If they pull a goal back here, you can bet Gao Hongbo will be absolutely furious. The coach of China. Goal difference could yet be a big factor, as that's well played by Aziz. Turned inside fabulously with the old Romario elastic trick. No chance whatsoever for Yang Hao. Fortunately for Aziz, the shot wasn't equal to the dribble. Aziz again, looking for Bader. It might fall for Hamad, cleared by Liu. Amer for Shaheen. Talal. Aziz again, coming deep, looking for possession. Ten players behind the ball for China when it's on the halfway line. Now 10 players behind the ball. Just Yang Zhu up front, looking to do it on his own. Bader, can he do something on his own? Bader tries the shot, it's not a bad effort either. Corner. Just 3.5 minutes left in regulation time. There's Bader Al-Mutwa, who trained for the first time this week. Yesterday, of course, after twisting his ankle on Tuesday, he's shown glimpses of all his class, but unfortunately for Kuwait, he just hasn't been able to do it all on his own. He needs more support. Bader's ball in. Almost fell to Amer. Now can Hao Junmin launch another counter-attack? He decides to hold things up. Yu Tao. That's a lazy touch from the captain, Du Wei. Giving possession straight back to Kuwait. That's a good ball. Just not enough on it. The flag would have stayed down for Bader. Aziz. Talal. Kuwaiti fans are starting to make their way to the exit. Jara. Nice touch from Bader again. Yaqub. Blocked. Now Yuhai. Now Bader again. The cross. Not a bad one. Trying to play it into that danger zone between defender and keeper. Zhang Linpeng. That could have gone anywhere. Bader once again taking charge of the dead ball. Again, the Chinese defense making heavy work of it. Hao Junmin. Hao Junmin still, that's well played. Still going, Hao Junmin. Yaqub finds Aziz and puts a halt to the counter-attack. Hussein.
they will not open the defense. It's 2-0. There are 2 minutes left, and
they're just going to sit back and, in theory, join Uzbekistan at the top of this Group A table. Yakub has the free kick. More big guns in action tomorrow, of course. Japan, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Syria. And Group B, India, Australia on Monday. Korea, Bahrain, and then Korea, DPR versus the UAE, and Iraq, Iran to round off the first round of matches. That's a huge game in Group D, and that's on Tuesday evening. So already some mouth-watering matches, Bernd, particularly for you. You know all about Iraq, and taking on Iran, it doesn't get much bigger than that, does it, for the Iraq squad?
If you play this match in Tehran, there will be 100,000 fans, or in Iraq. Defending champion Iraq, couple of fantastic players. One of the best players in Asia.
The 90 minutes are up. There will be 4 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this one. Zhang Lin Peng with the header away. That's very calmly done by Yu Hai, who started at left midfield and has switched to left back with the left back, Rong Hao, moving forward to left midfield. That is the luxury of leading by 2-0 in the final minutes. The coach, Gao Hongbo, can make changes, try things out. We have really seen China grow in confidence as we see the desolate Kuwaiti fans. They really came here on a high. They expected so much.
But at the end, it's not a big surprise, this result. China was better. If you take all together, they are physically stronger, they are better organized, and they scored a lucky goal and a fantastic goal. That's why they deserve to win this match. Fans are disappointed, of course. There's a lot of confidence if you see the faces of the players. Bad start in the tournament.
And this could be danger, because this is about the territory from which the number 10, Deng Zhuoxiang, scored the second goal on 67 minutes. Is it something of a reality check for this Kuwait side? They've come into it on the back of those 2 victories in the West Asian Championships and the Gulf Cup, but this is the main competition. This is where it really counts, and as we await this free kick, Hao Junmin, the number 8, is standing there as well. It is Hao Junmin, near post. Well, that was well struck and punched away by Nawaf.
Everybody expected the left footer, and they did it another way.
And they might yet have a couple more chances, China, as they put the accelerator on for one last hurrah. 90 seconds left. Wrong. With a nice ball inside to Hao. Hao Junmin in the area. Forced back. Deng under no hurry. Wrong. Again, now perhaps a shooting opportunity for Yu Tao. High and wide of the mark.
We can consider ourselves as one of the favorites at the AFC Asian Cup, said Walid Ali, superstar. It will be a long way to go. I don't believe in this team.
As Deng almost taking advantage of another lazy back pass. You mentioned it about 15 minutes ago, Bernd, but Kuwait do look tired. They look absolutely exhausted. And that might prove a problem for them. Their next match is against Qatar, and that really is a must-win.
You know, even as a coach, I have to say 3 tournaments in a very, very short time. October, December, and now in January. It's a hard run for players, even in this part of the world. And the heat and everything, and they look very, very tired.
That's right, because we mentioned those two tournaments. They are friendly tournaments judged by FIFA, as opposed to this one, which is a continental competition. But they are still, they're away from their families, as there goes the final whistle. China 2, Kuwait 0. The game which turned on its head in the 35th minute, as Kuwait were reduced to 10 men with the sending off of Masaid Nada. China were forced to wait, and wait they did, but of course all good things come to those who wait. And in the 59th minute, Zhang Linpeng set China on their way to victory with a deflected goal. And 8 minutes later, the number 10, Deng Zhuoxiang, with a curling free kick which crashed in off the far post. And in between time, of course, Badir had a free kick which almost squeezed in at the near post and perhaps did even cross the line. We'll have to see a few more replays of that one before we make a final judgment, as the Australian referee, Benjamin Williams, gets a shake of the hand from all involved. The Chinese players head across to salute their supporters. But you mentioned it, in the end, a deserved result for China, who were just perhaps physically the better side.
Absolutely, and a great achievement for one of the youngest teams of this tournament, China. And I'm sure we will see, there are only local players from China, but I'm absolutely sure in 1 or 2 years you will see 1, 2, 3 or 4 or more in big European clubs. There's a great future for this team, a great achievement, and they will have more confidence for the upcoming matches in this tournament.
Well, it ended up finishing 2-0, so it's 2-0 victories to start Group A. That's another big talking point, isn't it? That was in the 13th minute.
It is.
When Badir should have been a penalty, clear-cut penalty. You see, things just didn't go their way, Kuwait. I think we can't be too harsh on them from what we saw in that second half, because clearly playing a man down against a physically bigger opponent, it did just get the better of them. But they had their chances in the first half. The first half, for me, they were the better side, Bert.
They are the better side, but you know, nobody was complaining for this penalty. There is not, they look tired. There's not enough emotion, you know, to show we want to win this match. We are complaining it was a penalty and we do something more. It was nothing happened. They look tired and they deserve to lose this match.
There we have, we're just having the Man of the Match award handed down at the halfway line. It is for China's number 10 and goal scorer, Deng Zhuoxiang. Unfortunately, we haven't seen the second half highlights. We saw the first half highlights, but not the second half highlights, which of course included that disallowed goal and then the 2 goals. Well, that's it from myself, Robbie Thompson. We'll see you again very soon.
胜利非常高兴，因为毕竟这是我们今年的第一项正式比赛。第二方面呢，整个过程来讲呢，应该说大部分时间我们都在控制这个比赛，队员们都在按照我们平时训练的这种追求在做，非常好。我希望就是我们打一场进一步吧。
好，谢谢。队员呢？
能取得这个进球吧，然后主要还是靠大家，我们大家一起努力，然后为了同一个目标，然后这个球有点运。